Alright, Railroading with Western Pacific Handbrakes, a self-teaching guide to safe operation of handbrakes on railroad freight cars. Introduction. This is a self-teaching manual designed so that you can teach yourself the operation of handbrakes. As you go through, check your progress, choose your right answers, fill in the blanks, and to give yourself the course in the operation of a handbrake. To do this, read each page carefully, then fill in the blanks and answer the questions. Do the best as you can, even if you feel some of your answers may be wrong. After you fill in the blanks, check your answers with it shown on the back of the page, and if you need answers are incorrect, review the preceding pages covering the material. This book starts at a very elementary level, but covers a great deal of material in a short time, designed to give the basic instruction for the new employees, as well as help the experienced employees understand the safety rules. Most important, it provides supervisors an opportunity to improve the coaching skills of the operation of handbrakes and safety rules involved. This manual covers only freight car handbrakes. Each railroad freight car has a handbrake. Transportation employees use the handbrake to slow down a moving car, to stop it, and hold it in place. Automobiles have parking brake and emergency brakes. A railroad car brake has a handbrake. Three main types of handbrake are vertical wheel, shaft horizontal wheel, and pump handle or lever. There are variation operation handbrakes within each of the three main types, so often on levers, some do not. Some brake wheels spin when released, some release gradually, so do not turn when released. There are many different kinds of handbrakes and a handbrake operating procedure, so know the kind of brake you're operating is important. Knowing how to operate is equally important. In order to apply the release handbrake safely, you must know the kind of handbrake involved and how it operates. Later on, we'll talk about our operating procedure for a specific type of handbrakes. Beginning, we will discuss basic principles setting and releasing all handbrakes. For example, all freight car handbrakes turn clockwise to set and apply the brakes. Which brake picture below shows the arrows indicated clockwise direction? A. Correct answer is A. The clockwise motion brake wheel turn in clockwise direction will set or apply the handbrake. To release the handbrakes the counterclockwise, which arrow shows the counterclockwise motion, A or B? B. Correct answer is B. A brake wheel turning counterclockwise direction releases the brake. We said it's important to know the kind of handbrake and how it operates. Another precaution is important while operating in a handbrake is to know the right position to take. That is how and where to place your hands and feet. Notice especially positions of hands and feet of the men in the pictures as you read the book. They always have secure handholds and feet firmly placed on ladder rung or brake platform or end sill. So far, we talked about two basic requirements of operating handbrakes safely. One concern handbrake, the other main operating it. What are they are about the handbrake? Know the rotation of the rotation of the brake and how it set. About have a secure handhold feet and foot fitting placed on the ladder rung, brake platform, or end sill. Alright, the answer is brake. Know the kind of brake and how it operates. There are many, they have secure handhold feet, firmly ladder rung, brake platform, and end sill. A brake wheel has spokes and a rim. The brake wheel turns fast. You do not want a hand struck by a spoke. To prevent always gripping the brake wheel rim, this is important. Keep your hands out of line of the spokes. Always grip the bottom of the brake wheel, or the rim of the... If you said rim, you're correct. Never pull the brake wheel and spokes or wrap around the fingers instead of inside the rim. Always grab the brake wheel by the outside of the rim. With one hand on the grab iron and one hand on the brake wheel rim, like this man, the expert more force. You may exert more force you safely when you pull up. The man is setting the brake so he is turning clockwise to set and counterclockwise to release. While he exerts force, he is pulling up. Alright, answer is clockwise and pulling up the vertical type handbrake. On a horizontal brake, like you have both hands on the brake wheel. Applying the brake, you push the left hand and pull the right hand. The method places you in close and exerting stress toward the car. Always express the pull push, and your body moves toward the car. This one basic rule of safe operation of handbrakes: make sure your body moves away from the car rather than with the car rather than away from it. How many precautions using handbrake do you remember? Fill out the blanks and check the answers at the back of the page. While operating a handbrake, be sure you know the type of brake and how it operates. To apply the brake, turn clockwise. To release, turn counterclockwise. Always have secure grip and fitting. Secure footing. Always grip the brake wheel with exerting vertical brake wheel pull upward. When setting horizontal brake wheel, exert stress on toward the car. You must be sure your handbrake operates effectively before you rely on it. The only way to find out operate effectively is to ask somebody to read the directions and test it yourself. Test yourself. The safety rule is test the brake before the equipment is uncoupled. Of course, this means the test to test it yourself. Brake wheel must be tested while the car is coupled and under control of the locomotive. When the car is still coupled, it will not get out of control. So always test the handbrake while the car is still. Answer: coupled under the control of the locomotive. Some employees use a brake club to get more leverage in the pulling of the brake wheel. A brake club is used only on a horizontal brake, such as one shown below. A brake club must be approved and authorized type. You use only brake club issued by the company. Before using a brake club, make sure of the good condition. A brake club cracked or badly worn is not good condition. To make sure the brake club is in good condition, examine it before using. See that it is not bent, damaged, or cracked, badly worn or cracked. Before putting pressure on the brake club, make sure that it is firmly placed on the brake wheel with the end extending at least 6 inches beyond the shaft. You can make sure of the brake club firmly placed, asking somebody testing it and reading the manual. Be sure to verify your answers back of this page. If you check testing it, you are correct. Test the brake club placement, looking at the end of the club against the shaft and applying some of the pressure on it. Check now. Make sure you've learned. You have just been talking about. Here's an employee using a brake club to set a handbrake equipped with the shaft and horizontal wheel. Suppose you're checking his use of the brake club. What precautions would you take? Test it yourself. Test the brake. One answer. And is he using an approved authorized brake club at the brake club in good condition? Did he test the set, see that it firmly placed before using it? No, he tests the brake club placement by looking at the end of the club against the shaft, applying some of the pressure on it. Here a new brakeman learns to set a vertical handle brake. Suppose you're an instructor and you will check or tell him about the precautions covered so far in this book. Fill in the blanks below. You know how the type of the brake, how to operate it. To apply the turn the brake clockwise. Position of the hand should be left hand securely on the rim, on the right hand on the blank. Position feet and firmly secure the right foot firmly on the sill. Exerting pull on brake wheel. Test brake while car is still coupled. Knowing the kind of brake, how it operates. To apply the brake, turn the brake clockwise. Position of hands left should be securely on the grab iron. Right hand the rim of the brake. Position feet, left foot firmly on the ladder rung. Right foot firmly on the brake platform. Exerting force, pull up on the brake wheel. Test brake under the car is still coupled. Under control of the locomotive. The way to release a handbrake depends on the type of the brake. Some simply put on and off lever in the off position, and the brake wheel spins and counterclockwise. Here's a vertical brake wheel on the on-off lever. You want to release it, so you put the lever in the off position. Wheel spins counterclockwise. Some handbrakes are gradually released position. For on-off lever, study with the diagram below with the lever and with a gradual release position. Turn wheel clockwise slightly, then move the counterclockwise to release the brake. gradually. While the on-off lever moves to the left toward you, the brake may set and will be holding position with the on-off lever to the right away from you. It's in full release position. Shows the handling position, a gradual release position, a full release position. Vertical brake wheel on-off lever in the position applies. Apply, release and counterclockwise. On some brakes, there is a gradual release without an on-off lever. Pull the counterclockwise the brake wheel to release the brake to the extent desired. Here is a train man releasing the type of the handbrake to keep clear of the spokes of the gripping the rim of the wheel. Other than vertical brake wheels release, simply lifting a lever located below the brake wheel, like one lifting the lever of the train man is doing release. The brake wheel does not turn when the lever is raised. When let's go to the lever, the brake may set in the normal fashion. Handbrakes are set by turning the wheel clockwise. Some brake wheels spin release, other release gradually, but to guard against any possibility of being struck by a wheel, keeping your hands and clothing all parts of the body away from the wheel. When you must move the wheel by hand during release, be sure to grip the rim only. This is not only safe, but gives more leverage and hence more force on the moving of the wheel. Our new brakeman back of the lesson: release handbrake. What can you tell about the releasing handbrakes? How many precautions we have just talked about? Can you remember? The fill in the blanks. Some of the vertical handbrakes, just putting in the on and off lever in the off position, the brake will spin counterclockwise. On hand brakes with a gradual release, the position on and off with gradual release is straight. Alright, so the vertical handbrake release, putting in the on-off lever, the out position, the brake wheel will then spin counterclockwise. On handbrake, gradual release, a feature of the position, on-off lever, the gradual release is straight up. Some handbrakes, gradual release without an on-off lever. Always grip the brake wheel by the rim. Always be sure to keep the hand closed and all parts of the body clear of the brake wheel. If you're going to release a handbrake, ride a car down to release the car brake and ride a car down a grade. Do not release the brake entirely. Release the brake only enough to let the car run. Do not unwind all the chain slack. This permits you to control the stop of the car as soon as necessary. If the handbrake releases completely, it has no gradual release feature, which must be done to keep the car under control. After releasing the handbrake, immediately start turning the handbrake wheel to set the brake. Take up the chain slack enough to keep the car under control. In other words, as soon as the brake has released, start applying it again. In which direction do you turn the brake wheel to set it? Show by drawing arrows on the diagram. So the answer is apply, setting the winding up or similar words in the clockwise direction. Do not allow the car to move with a slack chain. When the setting of the handbrake or the moving the car, do not hesitate between the time of the complete release and operating of the brake wheel clockwise to take up the chain slack. Then when the chain slack is wound up, increase the brake wheel pressure steadily to keep the car under control. Set the brake when the car is about to couple with the means hold of the car coupled that will permit having secure handholds and footing in stable position at the moment of an impact. A new brakeman is here to lesson in riding on a car and stopping on the handbrake. We are coaching him, fill in the blanks. If the brake is completely released, start taking up the chain slack immediately. Turn the brake clockwise. Keep the car under control, steady, increase. Set the brake after the car couples. Grip the brake wheel by the rim and keep hands, feet, and all clothing of the body clear of the brake wheel. So if the brake is completely released, start taking up the slack immediately. Turn the brake clockwise to take the chain slack. To keep the car under control, apply increased pressure on the brake wheel. Set the brake just before your car couples. Grip brake wheel by rim. Keep hands enclosed and all parts of body clear of the brake wheel. Other types of handbrakes require different methods of operation. Here's the shaft wheel. With the type of the handbrake, it must be released gradually, no more than 3 notches at a time, to let the slack adjust before releasing it. If further, it must be necessary to keep a shaft and wheel from spinning. Release it 3 notches at a time and as necessary. Keep the shaft and the wheel brake spinning. Release gradually. To release the shaft and wheel brake gradually, pull on the brake wheel clockwise. until the paw releases. Be positioned ready to quickly re-engage the paw with the foot to prevent the wheel from spilling. And it shows the ratchet down here at the bottom. Fill in the blanks. On shaft and wheel brake will keep the spinning of the release at. Gradually pull the brake until the paw releases from the ratchet. Be positioned ready to push the paw into the ratchet with the foot to keep the brake wheel from spinning. As a supervisor instruction of the new employee releasing the type of the handbrake, what would you be sure to tell him? Answer: this is the type and how. This is how and the type of the brake. Release it. Sorry, this is shaft and wheel. Release it gradually, no more than 3 notches at the time. The slack adjuster pull on the brake wheel until the paw releases the position, ready to quickly re-engage the paw with the foot to prevent the wheel from spinning. Another type of the brake is the pump handle brake. The lever is also called the pump handle brake. Always make sure that the handle stops is not broken or missing before operating it in photograph pencil points or handle stops. The pump handle brake has a short paw lever to shift on and off positions. To apply the brake, take the proper position on the car and pull the paw lever on and pump the handle up and down. To release the brake, pull the paw lever off position, lift the up handle far enough to release the brake, then pull the handle firmly in the down position. Pencil and photo points and paw lever. Alright, the pump handle brake shown below for the highway, trailer, transport, and car release the same one as the one just described. See if you can fill in the blanks. Release the pump handle brake, remove the paw into the off position, then lift blank on the pump handle far enough to the ratchet on the pump handle far enough to release the brake or handle, then hold the handle firmly in the down position. Remove the paw lever in the off position, lift it up on the handle far enough to release the brakes, and hold the hand firmly in the down position. If the brake does not release, put the paw lever in the on position, leave the handle down, and report the condition immediately to the supervisor. On new brakeman, sure, get around. Now he's going to release the handbrake with specific precautions should he know and follow, fill all the brakes in. This is the ratchet. The pump handle brake handle moves up and down to apply to the brake. It has a paw lever or weight. Then, with an on and off position to release the brakes, pull the paw lever in the up position, lift them down on the handle to release the brake, then hold it firmly in the position. So this pump handle lever with the brake, the handle moves up and down and apply to the brake. It has a paw lever with the off and on position to release the brake paw, lift the lever up. If lift it up on the handle to release the brake, then hold the handle firmly in the down position. Now check your overall knowledge operation handbrakes. You're about to set with a handbrake on a standing car. What basic safety rules should you use? I make sure to know the type of a handbrake, and this is how it operates. Be sure to take firm position on the car, grip the brake wheel by the rim, turn the brake wheel clockwise to set the brake, and pull on the brake wheel when exerting pull down on the brake counterclockwise on the brake wheel when exerting force or up. Now, when you're going to release a handbrake, ride the car down to a hump to a couple. The basic safety rules you should use are body clear of the brake wheel, grip brake wheel only by the rim, test the brake while the car is still coupled. Be sure the lever is correct position, release the brake only enough to allow the car to run, turn the brake clockwise to take up the slack, increase the pressure to keep the car under set couples immediately under car. Alright, should keep my handles, clothing, all parts of my body clear of the brake wheel, grip brake wheel only with a rim. Brake wheel test is coupled under control of the locomotive. Be sure the on-off lever for the correct position. Release the brake only enough to allow the car to run. Turn the brake clockwise to take up chain slack. Increase pressure steadily to take control of the control. Set brake before the car couples. Important, be sure to go back and review the pages correctly and correctly answer and admit. So this is your own safety and that you follow the employees. This has been Western Pacific, copyright 1969.